Alright, today we're looking at my Victron solar charge controller. Victron is one of the companies I really like. I'm not sponsored by them. I buy all my Victron stuff. Kind of wish I was sponsored by them, but I'm certainly not. But today I want to focus in on how to install them. So one of the keys to installing them is putting them on a non-flammable background. I see a lot of people do that, otherwise put it on wood or plastic. I guess plastic's not flammable, but it can melt and it can burn at higher temperatures. So I like to put a piece of metal behind them. Okay, the second step for installing the panel is putting it in a vertical position and making sure there's airflow around it. This is a breaker box and it's really not too close at all. But you want to keep airflow in it. These might get warm while you're using it. It's in full power mode right now and it's not really very warm at all, even though it's about 90 degrees out here. So to install it, we've mounted it on a non-flammable background of metal, and we've screwed it in, and we have basically two connections on this one. We have the PV input, plus and minus, and we have the battery output, plus and minus. And when I install it, I bring the wires in from my photovoltaic cells, my solar panels, into this breaker box, and they go into the top of this breaker. This is a DC breaker, 210 volts, 53 amps, I think, 63 amps, something like that. Then I come out of the bottom of this breaker into the controller. And you got red and black there, as you can see. And then I come out of the battery into a breaker fuse setup into your battery. And you need to size the wires here for the voltage and the amps coming off your solar panels, and it can generally be lower than the voltage needed coming out of it into your batteries, because here I'm running 75-80 volts and 3 or 4 amps, whereas coming out of here I'm running 12 volts, and for the same 400 watts of power I'm running 10-15 amps or more than that. And the other thing about this is there's an app that will show you the current state. So there you can see the exact current state. I've got 36 volts coming off my panels, 2.2 amps, and going into my batteries got 13.4 volts with 6 amps. So the voltage is basically divided by 3 and the amps is multiplied by 3. We're in a bulk charging state. And then if I look at the history, you can show the last few days I've been in a bulk charging state, except for the weekend when I wasn't really using it. And another cool thing is this shows the trends, or it shows the voltage from today. I dropped down first thing in the morning because there was no sun, and then it brought itself right back up, and it shows charging in the history. So the other thing I like about the Victrons is that app. The Victron controller app will work with all of their different products, with their shunts, with their inverters, with other controllers if you have multiple controllers. So it's funny, you can go to an RV park and walk around, and your Victron Connect will start seeing solar panels and solar charger controllers everywhere, but they are password protected, so nobody will mess with your stuff. But that is how you install PV cells into a solar controller. When you put the wires in the bottom of here, they have things called ferrules, which are metal clamps that go around the wire, and then that can go up in there. That's a really good way to do it. You can even solder the wires before you put those metal clamps on it, but that does require buying the metal sheaths and a crimper, which I'm trying to get one. I'll have one of those soon, be able to show you how to use that. I'll leave a link below to this controller. Once again, I'm not sponsored. Okay, so if you have questions about installing a solar charge controller, leave them down below. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, and call your mom.